just his versatility. He's used to playing point guard. He has skills to play off the ball. I think offensively, he'll be able to complement our roster and with his versatility. Defensively, it's tough for young guys to learn the defense, but I think he has good instincts. He's smart. He has good length. So that will be a process for him. But playing as a combo 1-2 kind of fills two holes for us. Well, the ball, let's put it this way, the ball was in his hands a lot, and he was making plays, whether it was passing or shooting, scoring, whatever. So I think he had a lot of responsibility on that team to be a playmaker. So whether you call it a point guard or whatever, but he was a primary playmaker for that team. I don't know. I didn't really pay a lot of attention to Damian in college. I wasn't here for the draft, and in Dallas we weren't looking at him that much. So I have a hard time comparing him to Damian when he was in college and what he was doing.
Terry, it looks like you're going to have 3 more rookies. You had a lot of young guys to be considering.
Well, it's good to have, like what Neil said, it's good to have talent and have good young players. And I thought our players this year got better. The players that we're adding to the roster through the draft helps a team. They bring energy. They bring a certain level of talent, and they've got to improve, and that's part of our job as a coaching staff is to improve that talent. But the roster is not set. We have free agent holes to fill, and those are going to be very important decisions for us as well. No, I think everybody saw Damian's talent. I think everybody saw CJ's talent. It's just a question of, there people had CJ going higher in the draft. It's just, I think the way the draft played out, we were fortunate to get him. But I think that the league valued Damian's talent last year, and they valued CJ's talent this year. Well, to be honest, he's a really good shooter, obviously, and he didn't shoot the ball that well, which was not very much of a concern for us because, that's his strength. But I think getting to know him more than anything else, getting to talk with him. Look, the workouts are valuable that you meet the player and you get to see him move, but I don't think a lot of draft decisions are necessarily made on a 1-hour workout. Like Neil mentioned, he saw him in person in December and knew what kind of talent he was then, even before he hurt his foot. So the workout was, I think, more importantly to see his demeanor, talk to him, take him out to dinner, and just get a feel for how he moved. But you watch film on him, so you kind of know what you're getting. He's a smart young man. I think he's ready for the moment. I think he's confident in what he can do. I think it's unfair to him and Damian to kind of lump them together. I think they're both their own players, their own men. The fact that they're 4-year players from mid-major schools is certainly a common denominator. But I think they're both their own guys. A relationship with. Oh yeah. I think it's. I know Damian's excited about the pick, and I do believe that CJ did want to be here, and he had kind of connected with Damian prior to the draft, and so I think having that, they can kind of go through this whole process together. And I think Damian's going to be great for CJ after what Damian went through last year. I'm sorry? I don't think so. I think Damian will be in Las Vegas at that time, but I don't know if Damian. We've got a full roster for Summer League. I think it's a reasonable expectation to have. It's a lot of responsibility. It's what Damian did last year was extraordinary, and he set the bar pretty high. But I think CJ is certainly capable of coming in, and he's going to have some growing pains and along the way. But I think he's talented enough, smart enough that he'll he'll improve and he'll learn the league and find out what works for him and what we need him to do.
And a lot of shooters, obviously, you want to have in multiple positions. Is this lead you towards passing pace, small ball, any of that stuff?
A lot of that depends on the game and things like that. I would like to play at a little bit faster pace than we did last year. I think having CJ, who's used to having the ball and pushing it up, there was a lot of pressure on Damian to try and do too much. I thought the flow of the game was a little bit easier when we got Eric at the end of the season. So hopefully with CJ, with having multiple handlers, we're able to pick up the pace and tempo a little bit at the offensive end.
Did you meet with Alan during this process?
Alan Crabb? No.
What did you tell us something that
To be honest, I kind of read up on him before I came out here. And I think Neil gave you a little bit better synopsis of his talent than I could.
So we, before the first workout, you explained your role as kind of as being a consultant.
Uh-huh.
Is that how it played out?
To a degree, I think in the second round, I've always been a big believer. We have a lot of people in personnel who are out there all year long looking at college practices and college games and watching a lot of film, and they know the personnel in the second round much better than I would even hope to. So, and the second round is pretty fast and furious. So, I didn't really get involved in that part, but certainly. With getting CJ, and again, that goes back to I think a long time ago that we kind of zeroed in on a guy that was going to be pretty good for us.
With the defensive oriented kind of positions, you know, like getting back down on Myers in terms of is this a challenge for him to kind of solidify his role in the rotation? What does it mean for him?
I think it's a little early to say that. I think we still have to fill out the roster with free agency and see how that goes, but certainly they're both the same position and they'll be competing for minutes.
Can you use that as maybe carry for Myers in those situations?
Could be a carrot for Jeff too.
Okay, we'll wrap it up there.
All right, thank you.